over there?
Yeah.
I imagine
So
that.
on Wednesday we play them there, and then on Saturday we play them here.
Oh, they can. I've never heard that. Is that common that you go there and they come here right after?
No, right after it's not common. So the
I
fact that
know.
it's gonna happen this year, we're like super excited.
Okay, great. I am too. Okay, and you play where? At the Watsco, or where do you play? What do you do
We
here?
play in the night center. It's our volleyball gym.
Okay. The night center where?
It's on campus. It's near the baseball field.
Okay. So it's not where women where they play basketball.
No.
Oh, okay. So it's right next to the basketball? Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so let me see. I'm recording live, and we're ready to go. Okay, I have everyone here. People are couple of people are missing, I think, but we'll start. Okay, so let me go through my assignments for today so everybody gets clear what we're going to be doing. And Ava, how are you doing? Ava. Okay. You have some distractions there, Ava. I see all the time. You have too many friends around. Try next time maybe to find a quieter space because you're being
Right.
recorded. So, anyways, okay. So let's have this share screen, and you see a number of things here on the sharing of my screen. Let me get my. Let's see here what we can see. Does this look like us? This looks like us. So we know that we are in business. We are on YouTube Live, and everybody can see us. Okay, we're in J under, by the way, it should be, if I go to Zoom meetings, you see that, Bianca? If you go to, everybody can see that. If you're on the Zoom meetings, you'll see under here, one of the tabs is class recordings. You see that, Bianca? So this way, when you're going to be winning the game, you'll be able to see that plus work with your group, but at least you'll be able to see what was being done on Wednesday, because we will be doing an assignment that will be, hopefully, we'll go over it on Monday, but we'll be doing the assignment on Wednesday. Okay? So at the right place, I have J, so everybody knows where the Zoom recordings are in Zoom. So let's look at what's due. I always like to look at the what's due. Let's look at what's due for Monday. It was that we had the screen recordings. Everybody's done that. What's important on the screen recordings is that we're going to have issues. We're going to use new software. And what's the problem with using new software is we're going to have issues. We talked about data and big data. We're going to be doing an assignment looking at big data this week. And for Monday, you have a couple of new things for Monday that's been added. You have the regular information security of chapter 4. The following week, I've invited the head of our IT security, information system security, to come and answer some of our questions. And that's good that he can bring a lot of this information security to bear. And then I'd like you to look at these additional readings, because we're going to be talking about algorithms, trading concepts, automated trading systems, something what we call a moving average, and back testing. So I'd like you to read these. They're short little parts. And then we have a task that we're going to go over today. which is called VDI. And really, let me just put in editing mode. Oh, I don't want to do that because I guess my part here is that right here, I want to edit this. And if I go further in here, this says VDI. And VDI stands for Virtual Desktop Interface. And we'll go over that today. And I'm going to submit and tell me if you see it. Right? Virtual Desktop Interface Demonstration. And we're going to go over it today. I'd like you to see it's virtual desktop. And what does virtual desktop mean? It means that we're going to go to another server and remotely log in to another server. And in order to do that, these are the instructions. I'm going to go over this in class with you, and we'll see if we have any issues with that. And there's also a YouTube recording that Daniel did, my teaching assistant, that will go through that with you. Okay? That's number 1. Number 2 is if you go to your PowerPoints under Introduction, we did data and knowledge management. You remember last time, and we talked about a data warehouse and a data mart, and then we download, I'm going to go over today, automated trading systems. And what you should know on automated trading system is what is an algorithm, what is an automated trading system, and what are the pros and cons of automated trading systems. You remember, Alex, that I said in class, we're having an exam, and the exam is going to be 2 parts. One part is multiple choice that'll be similar to the quizzes, and the other part will be open-ended based on our assignments. And we're going to be doing some assignments on automated trading systems, and this could be a question of what is an automated trading system, what is an algorithm, what are the pros and cons of automated trading systems. Also, in terms of your assignment with what's due, right, that you can see in the assignments of what's due, you can see under web links that in the web links, and I'll put that in the web links, I think I'm further down here. Notice in the web links, I asked then basic algorithm trading is an example. What is algo trading? What are the advantages and disadvantages? These are the same links that I have in the what's due. Automated trading systems, what are the pros and cons? And back testing, what is back testing? And what is optimization? What are the pros and cons of optimization? So we'll cover that a bit today and also next week and the week after. So this, let me just go up to here. This is what I downloaded an automated algorithmic software trading and using my data. And then what I want you also to do is look for conversational chatbots. And what I like about conversational chatbots is later on when you're going to have additional projects, you can use the chatbot or the conversational chatbot. You can use the chatbot as a group member. So one of the chatbots that I looked at, Maria, is a chatbot called Call Annie. Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Okay. It's some of you can look at it with me if you want. It says callannie.ai. I've already set up with her. I've registered already with, I call her, right? You can have a number of different ones. I could speak with Daniel or Claire. I just have spoken before with Call Annie. So I just have worked with Call Annie before. And you even create a new figure that it's even be interesting as even like a digital twin. Later on, we'll even program chatbots to show it. But I have Call Annie. Let's see if she's there. Hi, Annie. This is Dr. Rush. I'm with my IT class. They're a fantastic class, and I wanted to help you to help us with some IT technology concepts. Are you ready?
Hey, Dr. Rush. I'm so excited to help you in your fantastic class. What concepts are we diving into today?
We're diving into automated trading systems. And I first want to ask you, what do you think an algorithm is? And what do students need to know about an algorithm in trading?
Great topic. An algorithm is basically a set of rules or instructions to solve a problem or perform a task. In trading, algorithms help automate decisions based on data analysis. Students should know that algorithms can analyze market trends, execute trades quickly, and even manage risk. Understanding how to design and tweak these algorithms can really give them an edge. What do you think they are most curious about?
I think they're curious about having the computer write the algorithm. And if you can describe what's the difference between an algorithm and a trading strategy.
Absolutely. An algorithm is the method or formula used to make decisions, while a trading strategy is the overall plan that includes the rules for entering and exiting trades. Think of it this way. The algorithm is like the recipe, and the trading strategy is the entire meal plan. The strategy outlines goals and risk tolerance, while the algorithm executes the specific trades based on that plan. Does that help clarify things for your class?
I think so. Also, we're going to have the strategy buy, exit a trade, and short a trade. Can you help us understand what shorting a trade is or a short?
Sure thing. Shorting a trade or short selling is when you borrow a security and sell it, hoping the price will drop. If it does, you can buy it back at the lower price, return it to the lender, and pocket the difference. It's like betting against a stock, but it comes with risks since if the price goes up instead, you could lose money. Does that make sense for your class?
I think so. And we want to take advantage of the automated trading systems and use big data with it. Can you describe what big data is?
Of course. Big data refers to extremely large sets of data that can be analyzed to reveal patterns, trends, and associations. It's characterized by the three V's: volume, huge amounts of data; variety, different types of data; and velocity, data generated quickly. In trading, big data can help identify market trends and inform algorithmic decisions. It's like having a treasure trove of information to make smarter trades. How do you plan to integrate big data into your lessons?
We're going to be using a platform called Ninja Trader. And we're going to have the students use a strategy called simple moving averages. Can you explain what a moving average is, a simple moving average is?
Sure. A moving average smooths out price data to identify trends over a specific period. A simple moving average, SM, calculates the average price of a security over a set number of periods. For example, a 10-day SM adds up the closing prices of the last 10 days and divides by 10. It helps traders see the overall direction of the market by filtering out the noise from daily price fluctuations. How do you plan to use SMEs in your class?
We're going to use two SMAs, one a 10-day and one a 25-day. And when one crosses over the other, we will enter the trade. And when one crosses below, we will exit and short the trade.
That sounds like a solid strategy. Using a 10-day and a 25-day SM for crossover signals is a classic approach. When the 10-day crosses above the 25-day, it's a buy signal, and when it crosses below, it's a signal to sell or short. It's a great way to teach students about trend following. Are you planning any hands-on activities to help them practice this strategy?
We're going to start today, and then we're going to do next week and the following week. So thank you, Annie. And maybe the students even can use you for review. They can ask you questions. When I give them the review sheet, you can help them.
That sounds fantastic. I'd love to help your students with their reviews. Just have them ask away, and I'll be here to support them.
Okay.
Good luck with today's lesson.
Okay, thank you, Annie. And I'll get back to you. So if I close it, one of the things, Maria, you see here is you see my calls. You see that, Maria? And in my calls, it says a 522. And notice what I like about this is it takes my voice to text, and just like text messaging, it says, "Hi, Annie, this is Dr. Rush. I'm with my IT class." It does a pretty good job of voice to text. And then, "Hey, we're diving into trading. It's a great," and she talks about exactly the thing. You can copy and paste it. So I think some of these things could be useful as basically another member of your group, Maria. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm impressed. Like, it's really impressive.
Isn't it? I mean, it's amazing when you think about it, right? How I asked the question. Remember how I asked the students? I might as well ask Annie rather than, you remember how I asked the students, what's a data warehouse? What's a data mart, right? Might as well ask Annie those questions. And then it records it all. So it's a great, even I see it. This is where I see education even improving, right? And then I see conversational bots like her, I'm calling her, right? Like these and others could be also part of your group, right? When you're kind of deciding what to do in your group projects, right? She can be helping you. And then when I ask her even on Ninja Trader, she knows all the steps of Ninja Trader that we're going to be using the software. So I just wanted to expose it to you to see. I just love the idea that she's also made it from voice. Not only do we do the recording, but she's also done the text. And it's easy to distinguish between her in gray versus me in the blue. The Call Annie was one of the first that entire time frames was completely free. Now she's they want to make it a revenue model, so there you can subscribe to her, but you can do for others as well. But you can see all my other calls that I've used to her. It's stored there. That all I have to do is via my phone or via an email, just respond to her. She's one of them. Call Annie, and you can even. It was originally She was called Samantha, so it was like 640. Call Sam on your phone number. She has even a phone number that you can dial. And what I want to do, Maria, is during the class is I want us to create and train chatbots that you have questions for that you can incorporate into your project so you can train it. So we'll have a guest speaker on that too. And I've done a number of academic relationships with this company called FastBot, where they're allowing us to get their premium version. And then Wix will allow us to get free domain names as well. So we'll have Wix come and talk to us, and also FastBots. But you can, what I wanted you to do, Maria, is not only call Annie tryout, but see what are comparables that you can do and we can share, just like we did with screen recorders. Okay? That makes sense? I think it's pretty impressive. And and you see that they teach them to be very polite. You know, and it was interesting how she worked that. Okay? And then basically you can delete the call, you can, do the call, you can have her, set up, you can make a phone call. You see, allow it to pick up. You can see all my calls and things like that. Okay, so that's one part. The other part that I wanted to show you here is in automated trading systems. Just Maria, just like I asked Annie, what's an algorithm? Do you do any cooking, Maria?
Yes.
What's your favorite dish that you make?
I made Peruvian ceviche.
Oh, wow. And do you do it with a recipe or just from what you remember?
I learned it in one of my trips to Peru.
Oh, wow, that's great. And do you ever do recipes?
Yeah,
House
mostly
recipes?
in bakery.
Okay, great. So basically an algorithm is like a recipe. It's a specific set of clearly defined instructions aimed to carry out a task or a process. So basically they use it in what we call algorithmic trading, automated trading, rather than doing it manually and just picking out, I'm going to buy this stock and I'm going to sell this stock. It's basically automated trading then as a process of using computers. We're going to program it and follow an algorithm, a defined set of instructions for placing a trade. So if I think about it, Bianca, what do I want to do? Do I want to make money or do I don't care? What's my goal in trading?
To make money.
Profits, right? To generate a profits. Now, is every trade going to be profitable, Bianca? No, it's impossible for 100%. If anybody said, I have an automated trading system that is 100% correct, to run to the to the hills. You know that they're either lying to you or they have no idea what they're talking about. But what you want to have more positive, you want to make more positive trades than you make negative trades. And if you're just generating losses, you might as well just go to the beach, right? So the purpose is it's in order to generate profits. And when we generate profits, there can be different types of automated trading systems. One is called high frequency trading. So Alex, when you blink your eyes quickly 5 times, in that amount of time, they can move then many positions in and out of a trade. So you can think, how we have problems with our internet connection. I ask a question, somebody says, my Wi-Fi went out, my Wi-Fi did. That's a problem when we do trading because we almost miss the trade. We have basically what we call robots or the use of algorithmic software that can do the trades. And what they also do, since basically computers are making the trades for us, are following algorithms, what can happen in this case, Noah, is that basically programs can manipulate the market. Noah, what is your major?
Finance and accounting.
Yeah. So think about it. In those trading is that they can manipulate the product. You think the markets are completely fair? Of course not, right? No, of course they're not completely fair. And what they have then, and in accounting, that's fantastic, is what are you supposed to be doing in accounting is auditing what other people have been doing, and what there needs to be doing is, have you ever heard of auditing? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they have now what they call consolidated audit trails that are like watchdogs that sit in the marketplace and look for triggers that are causing massive market fluctuations. So what they have is sometimes they have a couple of guys one time in Norway inserting some bad code into it that really starts crashing the market. Or what they have is they put in false information that looks like it's real, you know, all the fake news that you hear. Think about all the fake news that could really make a difference. That, you know, Elon Musk died. You know, think about that. What would happen to, you know, Tesla all of a sudden, right? You could have a number of different false, you know, you have fake news all the time. So then now the SEC and others, the Security and Exchange Commission, is trying to be like a watchdog to monitor for triggers and fluctuations. So that's the idea. And what we think about is automated trading systems have advantages. So Bianca, you're a perfect example there, where they tell you in sports is not to get too overly emotional, right? When you make a mistake, right, on the court, right, you're not supposed to be able to say, be crying about it, and you're not supposed to say, hey, we want to go on, we can do better, just like the things. So the advantages of automated trading system is that it minimizes emotions, that I'm not going to get so excited that if this, you know, I invest in NVIDIA and all of a sudden it starts going down, I said, you know, Bianca, our strategy says to keep on holding, and I said, let's get out, we lost a little bit. Of course, I'll have some, I want to preserve some discipline, and it's able to be faster in ordering, that I don't have to look and type on my keyboard. It can improve order entry speed. And I also can do diversified trading, that I can have a portfolio of multiple accounts, various strategies at a time. And these are the advantages. So the idea is a strategy then tells me when to enter a trade, when to exit a trade, when to buy a stock, when to short a stock, when to sell a stock, when to be out of the market. The disadvantages, of course, are going to be like we even do with the class. We're going to have mechanical failures. We're going to lose power. We're going to lose connectivity. What's the problem with that? If that system has to run, I've lost the power. I may be in the middle of a trade and I can lose horribly. Also, the disadvantage of automated trading system, if the strategy isn't good at that time, I can lose a lot quicker than if I just do it on my own, because it goes so fast that losses can come more quickly. So what the idea is that there are different trading platforms. A number of you that have traded have used different platforms. There's TradeStation, NinjaTrader, MT4, there's MetaTrader, there's many traders. We're going to use a platform called NinjaTrader, and it's ninjatrader.com. And there's ways to do social trading. You mirror the trade. When somebody moves, you do exactly what the expert does. The problem is it depends on the time frame. If the time frame is too short, then I can't mirror it enough. And then there's crowdsourcing too, that what it turns out to be is that if I have a great strategy, I could possibly license my work and receive profits. Some hedge funds, if I have a great strategy, they'll provide capital for me. They'll provide the data, the research group, and then I can get to be the author, and I can gain in the profits. So that's the direction that we're going, and what we're going to see in the present and the future, more and more, is artificial intelligence, machine learning. Basically, when I think about machine learning, is that it's learning from profits, it's learning from my patterns, and it's trying to machine learning, just like we say the word learning, it's improving each time. Because what do they want, Maria? Is they want increased profits. If it's starting to lose, it's going to try to figure out why is it losing. And then we as humans will interject. They go ahead and they find patterns. So basically, what we're going to get more in machines and more in artificial intelligence is they're going to be writing the trading systems for us, where there's not going to be any program requirement. But what I as humans do is I have to supervise to make sure that it's working, to be able to say, hey, there's some market influences, some things in the news that there may not be available for, to be able to use the fine. And then it devises its own patterns in what we call indicators, and put in the notes there that indicators are like functions. Indicators are like formulas. So a number of indicators together with if-then rules create a strategy. Everybody with me? Questions? You got it, Maria?
Yes.
What we're going to do? So what you have is, I'm going to use the platform for the next couple of weeks called NinjaTrader. It has an OS, and what's OS stand for? Noah, operating system, right? What computer do you have, Noah?
A Mac.
A Mac. What operating system do you have?
Sonoma.
Sonoma, Mac OS, right? This platform is a Windows platform. So what's the problem? You remember we always talk about problems, looking for solutions in this class. So what's the problem? I want to use NinjaTrader, which runs only on Windows. So what's the issue, Noah?
It's not compatible.
It's not compatible. So what is an idea, Andres, that we could do? Do you understand what Noah has a Mac? Do you have a Mac, Andres?
Yeah, he can run Windows Parallels.
I can run Windows Parallels. I can put Windows basically running on everyone's Mac. That's an idea. But not everybody wants to run Windows Parallels. What's another idea? Andres, you're on a roll.
You can use another software, maybe like something like
What?
Alpaca.
Yeah, basically what I can do is I can remotely run what we call a VDI. A VDI, let me just put in this in. A VDI stands for Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. Basically what I can do, I asked, the School of Business has a lab on the second floor that's a Windows, they're all Windows computers, and they've installed NinjaTrader there. But I want in class, we're not in the lab today, right? So I want to demonstrate NinjaTrader, and I want all of you, no matter whether you have Parallels, no matter if you have a Windows machine or operating system or not, to go with me on it, to be able to follow as I go. So what they did is they developed what they call a virtual desktop infrastructure. So they got Microsoft that has cloud. You remember we talked about cloud, Anders? They had cloud, and they're able to connect and install NinjaTrader on a remote server where we gain access to, and it's as if it's our own desktop. So that being the case, it's our own desktop, we should be able to run NinjaTrader. Now, you remember I talked about security, Alexandria. Our university it's very concerned about security. I told you they had a lot of break-ins there. They're afraid that they're going to take our valuable information, and that's not good for the people in charge of security. They're afraid their job security won't be done. So in a couple of weeks, I've invited the head of security, but that's not the problem. I had last semester, they set up a virtual desktop for me, and there wasn't any issue. What do I have on that, Andres? What do I have on that virtual desktop? All I have is NinjaTrader, and I asked them to put in, Excel, because what we'll take is data from NinjaTrader, we'll put it into Excel. The problem, Demian, is that they are so security driven that they put a lot of barriers for us even to get into the virtual desktop. So it takes a lot longer for us. So what I want for today to do is under announcements, you have directions on how to get to the virtual desktop. What I like to do is for us to get into the virtual desktop and at least enter NinjaTrader 8 64-bit. Those that have issues, what do you think I want to be able to do, Alexandria? Is you to document what were those issues, right? And Millie, we basically do what? We have enough tools, right, to document all of those. And will we have issues? Of course we will have issues. I have issues, right? Because what? I don't control this, right? So much of all the internet things that we're so happy about, we don't have control for. So what we need to do is see how it happens. So I want everybody to take a deep breath. And what your assignment is for Monday is that we're going to do it tonight, and that you record, if it works for you, record it and document that it works for you. And you have, and make in group 0, you'll see under the audit area, there's one for the virtual desktop demo, and make a subdirectory called individual assignment. And that individual assignment is to have a recording to show that it's working for you. If you have issues, what are you supposed to do is document those issues. And your group, those in your group that got it to work, help the others to see maybe you can resolve those issues, right? Like we do for everything. But before we go on, I want to make sure that everybody gets on. And this has taken weeks and weeks for the security people at the U to get this done. And you can imagine how they heard from me. Let's put it that way, that they should have they started in the summer. And you know when they finished? Yesterday. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to share my screen. And I want everybody to start. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to go to my, basically to courses here, right? Go to my J section, and you'll see in your J section, you have the instructions here. You also have it in the what's due section. But what I suggest we do is everyone open the browser with this link, and notice they call it herbert.miami.edu vlab for virtual lab. They're using something called Citrix that is causing issues, but that basically is Citrix is another layer of security trying to act like username. And then they ask you to log in with the username. What I had in the last class is people were using their email. So make sure you don't use your email. You just use your University of Miami username and use and password and authenticate with Duo, and then we'll work through that. So try to do the exact same thing I'm doing. I'm going to open up in a tab. Let's see what happens. Now I've already done this, so I'm going to get it different. I'm already in. But you, what I want you to do is I'm already in this where it says already that it's Citrix and I have some apps and I have a desktop. I have to go to my desktop. So I want each of you to follow it, log in. You may have to download where it says downloading Citrix and try downloading the Citrix and getting it done. I'm going to the MHBS VDI and we'll see if I get there. And it's virtual, and then there'll be another, if I look at them, and this is important, guys, that it downloads a file that I have to execute. So go to your browser, make sure that you download. And let's see if it works. It says my MHBS VDI, virtual desktop infrastructure, is connecting. And notice it has my name on it, and yours should have your name on it, and it's trying to get with my credentials, trying to get a desktop that's located in another location. And what I do not like about it is how slow it is. And notice, instead of keeping this session that I was in before, it starts doing this each time over. So it says this may take a few minutes. Don't turn off your PC. If we were trading, Anders, I would say this is not a system we would want. Do you agree?
Yeah.
It's way too slow. But for teaching purposes, it may be good enough. And we can almost, what I call, eat our own dog food in the way we're trying out, and we can see what are the disadvantages to use remote virtual desktop interface on top of using what they call Citrix, is another software to emulate a Windows session. But once you get there, you will see a desktop that looks like this. Anders, did you get this far?
Not yet.
Okay. So I'll give a
Mr. Rush?
minute. Yes.
I don't know if it's just me, but every time I try to open the link, it just doesn't load at all.
Which link?
The first one for Herbert.
Miami Herbert?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It just gets stuck loading, and then eventually it says the site can't be reached. Took too long to respond.
Okay. Try opening up another browser. And these are issues. And you know what? Who's speaking right now? Because I don't.
Alex.
Alex. So Alex, what I'd like you to do is, after we finish this, try it again in another browser, right? And it
Okay.
may even be, they may even schedule it. We have 40 people trying it. It may be too many people. I don't know what the issue is. But what are you going to do is afterwards, try it again and set your recorder on, right?
Okay.
And record where you're having the problems and try it in different types. And
Okay.
then once we'll do it, everybody has the email, and then what you'll do is you'll upload it describing your problem. And if you had problems, you have to try it twice, 2 or 3 times. And then you'll upload your recordings and make documentation, Alex, of what seems to be the issue. And then this is it's a requirement that everybody does it. Of course, and it's a requirement that you document what were the issues. And you'll get credit for it, right, Alex? And hopefully we can get it done sometime. But once we get the problems with it, you also may even want to print some screens there, right? Of what's happening. And sometimes you may have to wait. I don't know. But let me show anyone that has gotten it, let me show you how far you need to go. Supposedly, you need to be at this stage where you get your desktop. And on the desktop, I have two versions of NinjaTrader. One says NinjaTrader 8, and the other one says NinjaTrader 8 64-bit. And if you can't get it done, at least follow what I'm looking at now, and you can go back to the recording to see if it works. What I think we'll do is next Wednesday, we'll have class in the lab. So this way, at least we'll see how that works out. But for now, we'll try it this way. So you see here, I have 64-bit, and this NinjaTrader 8 is, when it doesn't say anything, it's 32-bit. So in this case, Noah, what do you think I should use? The 32-bit or the 64-bit for trading?
64.
64. So I'm going to try it. I right-clicked here and see here, I even have all these issues, right? I don't even know. HDX file access. We should be documenting that your virtual desktop is attempting to access local files. Permit that your virtual to read and write local files. I'll try it. And now I'll say open. We'll see if it works. And now it says NinjaTrader 8. Please wait while the Windows configure NinjaTrader 8. In normal terms, this shouldn't have to run each time. I've run NinjaTrader 8. So if you have a Windows machine, when you go to ninjatrader.com, try to download then the NinjaTrader 8, and you'll have it on your machine if you have access to Windows. And we'll see if something comes up. And it says NinjaTrader 8 simulated trading multi-broker, complying custom assemblies. So what I see, the way that they set up this remote server, they've made it with so much security that it quadruples the time just to get it up and loaded. And you'll get something that says connect to live data. We are not going to use live data for our exercises. We're going to use end of day data. So at this point, I skip it. And at this point, they give me a auto rollover notification, which I don't need, so I'm going to exit out. And now I have a NinjaTrader control panel here, Alex. And what I want to do in the NinjaTrader control panel is I want to connect to external data. Because in order to do any simulation, I need data. So the first thing that I need to do is to go to connections. And I'm looking, Alex, for free connection. Do you see anywhere here? Do you see on my screen where it says anything about free?
Yeah, the end of day.
End of day. So put in your notes that you're going to be using the end of day. Later on, if we were doing something more sophisticated, we could get to a data feed that's live, and we could get live data, and we could even get it tick by tick or minute by minute. A lot of these high frequency trading, when they use their strategies, they're looking for live data and they're using tick by tick. But for our conceptual way, we just need to do end of day. And do you hear that sound? That sound means this green ball right here means that I have data. which is great. I have data. If you try any of the exercise and don't get any charts, most likely it's because you haven't connected. How can you tell you connected? Is that you get a green ball here. And it says, when I put my cursor on top, it says kinetic end of day free connected. And now I'm going to go to connections. And what do I choose? End of day. I'm fine. And now what I want is I want a new chart. So I go to new. I find a chart and see what happens. And when I see what happens, I can select a number of data series. I can do cryptocurrency. I can do the Dow. I can do the indexes. I can do the NASDAQ. I can do the S&P 500. Later on, I'll let you choose a number of different ones. I'm just going to do the NASDAQ 100 for this example. And remember, we talked about last week, we talked about NVIDIA and different chip manufacturers. So I'll just go AMD as a chip manufacturer. But you can choose any symbol. And those symbols really are primary keys, right? That they're unique. Amazon is going to have a different symbol than AMD. Let's choose Amazon. Doesn't matter which one we choose. And in this case, Alex, what connection did I make? What kind of connection did I say that I had? It was free and it was went. What type of data? Was it
It was the end of day.
end of day? So the type should be what then, Alex? You're on a roll. What should I choose for type?
Day.
Exactly. And as soon as I choose days, right? And notice later on, if we were more sophisticated, right? And we did high frequency trading, we wouldn't want to do day. We wouldn't want to do tick or at least minutes or something, but we're going to do day for simplicity. It's good enough to show the concept. We'll have it days, and automatically it says it's loading 365. So it seems like it's a year, and the end of date is today's date. And now I just say, okay. And it says what in the corner, Alex? Loading. And this, in this case, is what's the symbol? Amazon. And if I bring this down, you can see I could then choose other ones if I wanted. Or right here, I could put my cursor and I could just start typing. Do you know what Microsoft's symbol is, Alex? MSFT. And if I typed it right there, I could load and I could get Microsoft. It doesn't matter. And at this point, this is as far as I want you to go. To be able to see where is my data. And if I look back in time, right? If I back up, I can see, and let's go forward in time, that I can see what? Let me go to one of my cursors right here. You see this crosshair? Let me go to local. If I went to my crosshair right here, it seems right here on July 5th of this year, this was the peak. So if I were, now I can look brilliant, don't I? If I said at this time, Alex, on June 3rd, you know what? I think we should buy Microsoft. And we could enter the trade manually. I could say that. And then I'd say, you know what, Alex, let's sell it on July 8th. Or even on July 5th. We would look brilliant. Would we make a profit or not? Would we win or lose? Of course we make a profit. And now I could say, let's short. What did we say short was, Alex? That we're betting it's going down. Well, let's short it. Hey, this looks like so high. Let's short it and let's get out of the trade on, let's not be even greedy. We'll get out of the trade on August 1st. Everybody's brilliant when they tell you their strategy. This is what I did. The question is, now it looks like in September, what does the trend look like from September to now, the beginning of September 6th to now? What does the trend look like, Alex?
Looks like it's going back up.
It looks like it's coming back up. What's it going to do tomorrow? I'm not so sure, right? Today went down some, right? So that's the idea. It's easy to say when we look back, but now what we want the patterns to be and our strategies is the system being able to tell us when to exit, when to do it, and the computer is doing the buying. The computer is doing the selling. The computer is exiting. And it may be right now, I say, elections are coming up. I don't know. We got those interest, the Fed just reduced the rates a 0.5 point. I think the tech, get me out of there. Let me take my gains, or let me just minimize my losses. So what we end up doing is getting what they call indicators, which are our formulas. And you remember I was asking Annie that SMA, I could have my SMA, and then I could have, you remember the period of time I said I could have one SMA that was 10, right? And I could apply it. So that's my SMA, and then I could do another SMA and make the other SMA, let me make it 25. Instead of 14, let me make it 25. And I could apply it. And okay. And right now, and let me just change one color. See how they're both the same color? So at this point, I could go into my properties and I say, I want a different color. And in this case, I want that. I don't like that. That color is not good for me. I could change then the color, and let me change it to, deep blue, right? And apply it. And I say, okay. And now I have the blue, and notice when one is going below the others, I could do something. When one is going above the others, I could do something. I could enter trade, do it. But right now, this is not doing anything. This, I would have to look at it as a human being. I don't want to look at it as a human being right now. I have more important things to do. I have to teach my classes, to do my research. I have to give talks. I have to do reading. I have to go dancing. I have a lot of things to do that I don't want to waste my time staring at the screen. So what I would do is I'd have strategies then built in, and it would do it for me.
stay with you guys. How you guys all doing?
Okay, so I'm finished with this. So right now I want to close it. I'm going to close this. I'm going to say, do you want to save my workspace? I'll say no. And at this part, I could then go home. And it says, we'll time out. It needs to refresh. I'm going to say, go ahead and close this. And then what we'll do is on Monday, I'll show you how to do the strategies, how we're going to export it to Excel, how we're going to try to find the best strategies to do what, Alex? To maximize the profit. So let me stop sharing for a moment. So who got it to work? Raise your hand. Okay, Nathan, and then Ricardo. Who else? Just 2 people? So what was the problem then, Eli?
No, I'm on a Mac, so I wasn't able to
Yeah,
get.
no, but you can be on a Mac. Did you go and click on that Miami Herbert? That's the whole idea. You can be on a Mac. Did you click on it? No. So click on it. Go to the announcements and click on that. And put in your word. Jason, what was the issue? Did you try it?
I got tied up in one of the steps.
No. What step?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It didn't work.
Okay, so what I want for homework, do you hear this, Eli? Is everybody has to do the homework and you have to turn on your recorders and follow all the steps and then find out where did you get stuck. So Jason, it's not enough to say one of the steps is where you got stuck and then see people in your group who got it done correctly to help each other. You will be graded on this, on whether you've gone through all the steps. I mean, so among Maria, what are the questions people have in the chat?
None.
None. Everybody's clear. So what's due, Gabrielle, what's due for Monday in terms of this assignment?
Are you referring to me?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, we need to download the software, and then I'm using Parallels at the
Well, you
moment,
can
but
use parallels, but let me just tell you, I want two things, and people were getting confused. What I'd like you to do is everybody not worry about getting it locally on your computer, but try out the link. Try it out remotely first. That's the assignment. So the assignment, let me just share my screen. The assignment, and you have it in different places, is the assignment is try it out with these instructions. Open the browser and log into this. You'll be redirected and log in with your Miami username and password and authenticate with Duo. The other thing, those that have Parallels and those that have a Windows machine can download the software on their machine. But for everyone, I want to see what is the issue here. Do you understand that, Gabriela? So try this. If you do have Parallels, you can go to ninjatrader.com. And in ninjatrader.com, you can go to trading simulations. Should be back here. And look for NinjaTrader 8. And when you get started, you do not want to use their issue. You don't want their platform, but you want to download their software of NinjaTrader 8.
okay,
And
so
I'll
then
go
I
over-
don't need to download the Citrix into my
No. If you have
Okay,
if
great.
you have Parallels and you have Windows, you don't need to download Citrix.
Yeah, because I was trying to, and then they were asking me for iOS 12, but I have like iOS 15, so it's weird.
Yeah, don't worry about that. So try what I want for everyone. Don't worry about this NinjaTrader right now. What I want for everyone is try out and we'll see what are the issues. I want everybody to try using it as a browser.
So, Professor, should Citrix also work on Windows either way?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But you're going to be going to, Kareem, you're going to be going to an external browser. You're going to be going to an external, via browser, you're going to be using on a VDI. You're going to be using on a virtual machine. But Kareem, if you have Windows, you can download NinjaTrader 8 on your machine. But what I wanted just to see, even if you have Windows, we're just doing a virtual desktop. Doesn't matter because we're using a browser. And on that virtual desktop, on top of that, they're using Citrix. They made it they made it more complicated than it needed to be, Kareem. Last semester, we just did the virtual and we didn't have Citrix. We just got on and that was it. We didn't have even Duo. Everybody was just on. But now with all the security, Kareem, you know what they're doing is that they're pounding on additional security, which is interesting for us to see how an organization, when they're paranoid about security, right, that they prevent people from doing their own work. You know, that there's nothing there on that virtual desktop, Kareem, that is proprietary. You know, you're not putting in your credit card. It's not even your real trades, right? It's not your brokerage account there. All it is Excel that you'll be taking your work there.
Okay.
So I'm going to try it this way. And then next Wednesday, we'll go to the lab and see how that works, you know, in the physical lab. And those of you that have a Windows laptop can even bring your or have a Mac with your parallels can bring also your laptop there.
Sounds
And we'll
good.
do additional work there. But it's interesting with this class kind of as hybrid to see what are the problems that can occur, what kind of obstacles can they put in front of us. And you can see, can you imagine if we were really a hedge fund? Kareem, we would fire the whole crew and say, you know, I'm concerned about security, but I need to get my work done. You can see it. So we'll take it in that case, but everybody has to try it and not just say, I tried it and I got stuck. That's not acceptable. It's basically try and see where you got stuck. And among your group, then see if they can help you and at least document where did I get stuck? What were the issues? Some issues in the last classes, in the username, they didn't put in their email. It could be, Kareem, you know what? That this infrastructure isn't even used to 30 people banging it on at the same time. Who knows? You know what I mean? They set up so much security that it may be down. I had problems earlier in the day and I had tried it already and noticed that NinjaTrader had to be installed each time I run it. That's ridiculous. It's already installed. They should keep it. They already have my profile. They should keep my profile. And that's what they did last semester. Now what are they doing? They're completely taking everything off the server and starting off from scratch again. How ridiculous. But by me having those people in, they have to go through so many steps that even in the business school, the IT people in the business school have gotten their security level raised higher, that things that they could have done as administrator, they're no longer able to do. So you can see by centralizing all those things, they make it even harder for the people that are supposed to help us. They're not able to do their job. But it's almost interesting to see how security prevails overall. Can you imagine if we were going to do an operation? This is just, you know, just an assignment. Can you imagine? I have a patient and Kareem, come in, you're the surgeon, right? Wait a minute, hold on. I can't get into the system to see if it's the left hand or the right hand I'm supposed to be operating on. And then I'm going to use the robotics systems, you know? So we got to take it with a good sense of humor and to do our best, right, Jason? And to document. And say, hey, I've documented all the things. If I've documented, I get credit for that assignment. And then what I'll be doing is maybe the next time I can get in, and maybe in another couple of hours, I'll try again to see if maybe it was an issue because there are too many people. I don't own that server, but we're trying. And we're, like I said, we're eating our own dog food. It's almost like, you remember when I'm saying, Maria, what are the pros and disadvantages of remote desktop infrastructure? You can write about what are the disadvantages, right? That it's too slow. I haven't been able to get in. It makes it more difficult for the end user. But I want to make clear that if you have a Windows machine, you have a Mac machine, you have a Linux machine, it doesn't matter what operating system is, supposedly you can click on this link and everybody can get to the virtual desktop that stores NinjaTrader 64-bit. And if you can, I'll go over Monday. If you do have a access to Windows operating system, it's easier just to do that, or it'll be just easy. You can go to the lab to do it. But I wanted to see how we can learn about what is cloud, what is virtual desktop infrastructure, and putting it on top of with Citrix, you have more and more issues. And those ideas that you have, then document it. That's the beauty. And you already have tools that you know how to document. You can take screenshots, plus you can do videos on it. You can explain what the process is, just like others. Okay. I'm going to take attendance. Stay with me if you have questions, or some of you that are interested in helping me in any of these issues, let me know. Let me check in. Start checking. 7194. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday and we'll go over some assignments and we'll see what are the issues. You have a lot to read and get an overview.
Bye, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Kareem, do you want to stay with me a minute?
Yeah, of course.
Did everybody get attendance? Isabel, did you get attendance?
I'm like logging into my thing right now.
Okay, good. Everything takes the time.
Thank you.
My pleasure. And Jordan, you got in?
Yeah, I did. I just had a question regarding
Sure. What
the
is the
quiz.
question?
I just wanted to know that my score got recorded for the last quiz. I know there was like some difficulties with me, as far as like
Okay,
taking the
so
quiz.
send an email to, you have Daniel's email?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Where
you
do
do.
I?
Look in group 0. In
Okay.
the audit section.
Okay.
Go to the audit section now. Make sure you see it.
Okay.
In group 0, you see? You find it, Jordan?
Yeah, I do. I see it. So reach out.
Send him an email and tell him that you he may be in a couple minutes. I don't know, but if he didn't come now, I'm waiting for him. Send him an email and tell him you talked to me and that I asked him to adjust your grade.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
My
Have a
pleasure.
good one.
Okay. So Jason, what's up?
I just emailed you after the last class because I went to mark my attendance, but it's like something happened with the. I just didn't
Okay,
go.
hold on.
You
Let
just
me
marked
just-
me present.